Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 19 of Europa Universalis IV. I am playing as France, and after a bit of suboptimal play in the last couple of episodes, I've made things a little bit difficult for myself. I actually went and took a few provinces in Aragon, which really annoyed the Castilians, but they were my allies. They now don't like me so much, which is a little bit problematic. And the main issue that I now have is there is a bit of a sizable coalition forming against me, which mainly does include Austria. Now that could be a little bit of a pain. Hopefully they won't declare on me, but there is every possibility that they might, so we do have to be careful. I was trying to sort of colonize out and expand towards the west. That's a little bit difficult because the first colonizable region that we've come across, which is also the closest, which is up here in Eriksfjord in Greenland, is actually too far away for me to colonize. It's 501 distance away, whatever units they are measured in. It's 501 distance away, and our colonial range is 412, so we can't quite reach it right now. Our closest unblockaded core province, with a port is Labour, which is where now? Really? That's the closest? Surely one of these are closer. Or maybe it just counts the actual number of sea tiles, because these do go through a few more. Possibly if we owned Brittany, then there's a possibility that it might be a little bit closer, but who knows. We will get better colonial range as time goes on. I was hoping at some point that I would be able to sort of make a claim, well, not make a claim, but vassalizing would have been ideal if I could have vassalized Brittany. The problem is with Brittany's, they now have a tax base that's a little bit too high, since I allowed them to take Maine and Anjou away from Provence. So that's going to be a little bit difficult there. If we go and have a look at, offer vassalization, currently minus 25, and that's a minus 74 penalty from their tax base compared to ours, so there's not a huge deal that I can do about that. We may have to take this from them forcefully. Even if we only take 1 or 2 provinces from them, then that will potentially make it a little bit easier for us to vassalize them in the future. As for Provence themselves, they're actually starting to like me a little bit more. They do have a couple of provinces. They would actually accept vassalization if I could get my sort of relations with them high enough. There's not an awful lot we can do there, because pressing issue over borders and aggressive expansion and all that kind of stuff has made things a little bit more difficult. Plus they have a CB, we're allied to the rival, so there's a lot of negative modifiers there. However, I am giving them some subsidies, and I will try and bribe them later on, and we'll do all that we can to try and get Provence on board if possible. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm actually going to unpause the game, probably just run it on speed 4 for a while. I'm going to have my hand right over the spacebar because I'm expecting to be declared on at almost any minute. Just having a look around at where all of my units are, because I don't have any massive army stacks right here. I'm going to sort of double up with some of these and put them closer together just in case the coalition does decide to trigger against me. That wouldn't be very nice if that happened. I believe that I'm at or very close to my force limit. Yeah, I could have an extra couple of units. Might not be a bad idea to do so, just so that we can make sure that we're a little bit safer. I guess we could get an extra infantry unit in each of those stacks there, just to put them up to 20 stacks. It's not a terrible idea. We don't have a military leader at the moment. What have we got here? The Italian Wars. So, France gets a claim on Trent, or we can lose prestige. Well, we'll get the claim. Obviously, we don't want to lose prestige. So, we've gained a CB against Austria. Now, that was the other thing. We got an event at some point which actually gave us some of Burgundy's territory, but it also gave what was left of it to Austria, which is a little bit of a pain. Having a claim on Trent's actually quite nice, although it's a little bit far away from us to take, so I don't know why we'd want to take it, but it was better that than losing the prestige. Now, we could go ahead and declare war on Brittany. In fact, do we actually have a CB against them, just out of curiosity? Oh no, because they are actually our allies, so we would have to break up with them to do that. That's not It's something that we could do. We are trying to increase our relations with them. We'll keep that under advisement. For now, they're better as an ally than as an enemy. We've lost a diplomatic advisor. So we might as well go for trade efficiency because we're not making a huge deal of money at the moment. It's not terrible. I mean, 8 ducats per month is quite good. Stability is at 2. Yeah, colonial range is 412. That will increase as time goes on. Do we have any current missions? No, because we picked one and cancelled it. It has been a week or so since I played, because as I've said before, I do sort of play this, record these videos in batches, so sometimes I forget where I'm up to. And I've been playing a lot of Crusader Kings 2 recently, which is a new game for me, and I've really, really been enjoying that. Don't think we need to take any of these decisions here. Have a quick look at the ideas. We are getting close towards some more exploration ideas. That's more global settler increase. It doesn't really increase our sort of distance that we can settle at. I think that might be under actual diplomacy technology. Yeah, that increases colonial range. Level 9 would be our next colonial range increase. So in fact, once we hit diplomatic tech level 9, we might actually have enough to be able to reach that land over there. So we can potentially do that. So protect against the Ottomans. Have an army equal or larger than 64, and it would give us 5 army tradition. We could discover the Caribbean, which would give us 25 diplomatic power. It would also give us a 5% settler chance increase and a 25% global settler increase. And I haven't really ever talked about the settler mechanic of this game, because I've never really done colonization before on the Let's Plays, and I've meddled with it a little bit in a game I did as Castile, but never really done it on video, so I can talk a bit about that when the time comes. And reclaim Artois, which would be nice, but it does mean going to wars against Austria, which I don't really want to do at the moment. So let's just try in this one. 5 army tradition would be really good, and all we have to do is get a force size up to 64. Now, obviously that means going over our army force limit, which is fine, but if we just train up some extra units, that'll put us up to 64. We can always disband them afterwards. It's just a way of getting 5 army tradition, and it's worth losing a little bit of money for a few months in order to do that. Now, I don't have any military leaders at the moment. It means I don't have an explorer, so I can't go out and sort of uncover some more terra incognita, which is something that I wanted to do. There we go, 5 army tradition, and then we can literally just go and, well, we'll form more because it's a little bit easier. 5 army tradition is really, really good. So I can't actually go over at the moment and sort of discover any more terra incognita, which is a little bit of a shame, but I'm trying to save up the military points. It obviously would cost me 50 military power to hire a new explorer. So, improved defences in Valencia. That's worth doing again. All we have to do is build a star fort, and we will get 5 army tradition. So, again, anything that gives us extra army tradition is going to be fantastic. Valencia is here. Buildy, fort level 2. Where's my buildings tab? There. So yeah, build a star fort. It will cost us 76 ducats and 10 military power, which I don't mind too much, so we'll go ahead and build that there. And that'll be another 5 army tradition. And if they want to keep giving us little quests like that, I'm quite happy with that. We'll recall our diplomat from Brittany, because there's nothing more we can do there. Now, we could invest in an exploration idea, which would give us a global settler increase, but it's pointless taking that at the moment, because we can't actually colonize anywhere. Everywhere is too far away, so we will have to leave that for now. I don't suppose there's any chance at all that Brittany would consider vassalization. Yeah, now my diplomatic reputation's dropped as well, so we'll have to wait a little while before we can do anything there. Of course, they are allied with Austria and Savoy, so even if I was to declare war on Brittany, I'd be bringing in the coalition as well, which I don't really want to do. So improvements in land technology, we can either gain 10 military power, or we can gain 0.5 inflation and gain 50 military power. Now, having military power would be nice. The quicker we can get better military tech, the better. If we just have a quick look at our inflation as it is, it's 1.88, which isn't terrible. It isn't going up or down, but we can live with that at the moment. We could always use a bit of admin power to lower it later. I'm going to take the 50 military power. because I want to get my tech level up as soon as possible. We're currently at military tech 9. When we get to military tech 10, we get better cavalry, we get better artillery, and we get an extra 25% flanking range. So it's quite a nice tech level there as well. Do we get anything else within that level? Just the flanking range. So we're military tech level 9 currently. If we go and have a look at Austria, Austria are military tech level 10 as well. So we do want to try and sort of beat Austria in military tech where we can. Obviously, it's going to help that we have defensive ideas. If Austria do declare on us using the coalition CB, then I will just try and stay in my own territory and defend, and just let them take attrition and terrain penalties from attacking into me. We'll do that as best as we can. Even though France in this game does have quite a strong army, you can easily get yourself decimated by overextending or sort of running face first into the enemy, so you do have to be careful. Just before I pick up this tech, I did just want to quickly check if I'm overextended in any way. No, everywhere that we need is cored, so that's fine. Got some cultures that we could change. We've got the Basque culture of Labor, which isn't actually a culture that we support. We could try and change that, which would give us a little bit more manpower and tax from there, but it's not worth it at the moment, especially for the diplomatic power. We're going to go ahead and take our diplomatic technology. So, yep, let's go ahead and do that. Now, that should increase my colonial range. And if we now go over here and have a look at Greenland, we can see that it's still too far away. So even though it's increased our base technology, our base range to 325, it's still slightly out of range. So I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. We will get over there at some point. We will go and have a look and see if we can colonize. I think what I might do, because I actually got that quest that gave me the free 50 military points, I may well go in here and Can I not have an explorer? Have I ran out of diplomatic power? That seems very strange. You're in port. That's very unusual, isn't it? You're in port. Let's disable automatic transportation. Okay, that's strange. Is that a bug? If I select troops, could I... Yep, this would allow me to get a conquistador. But you won't allow me to get a explorer. That's strange, because before I started filming, I actually had a quick look just to make sure that I didn't have an explorer there, and it actually at the time would have let me select one, but now it won't, which I find really strange. There we go, we've done that mission. It's another 5 army tradition. Now it will. For some reason, it wouldn't let me do it in Normandy, but it'll let me do it in Co. That's really, really strange. Definitely don't have one, so let's go ahead and get an explorer. That would cost us 50 diplomatic power. He's not great, but he's not terrible either. So, protect against the Ottomans. Again, have an army equal to or larger than 66, which would give me another 5 army tradition. It's just worth taking these missions as often as you can. So, let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. I'll see how many people I can support over my... I'm going to go over my force limit and see how many troops that I can safely support before it just becomes a stupid amount of money wasted, and then we'll consider how many we want to disband. While there is a coalition against us, having the ability to have a few extra men on hand could be really, really useful, and it's better to have them sort of pre-built. So we'll have a look what our army maintenance is going to be. Now I'm going to stay at full army maintenance because the moment that I put my army maintenance down, the coalition is guaranteed to trigger, because that's what it seems to do. So there we go. We've now got ourselves an extra 5 army tradition. Got another mission straight the way. Improve defences in Aragon for another 5 army tradition. So we'll go ahead. We'll go into the buildings tab, and we'll build another star fort there. Fantastic, so this will give us a lot of army tradition, which will be really useful. Now, we've got a request for military access from Savoy and Milan. There's now a war going on. Let's have a look who exactly is in it. If we get, not in the menu, you moron. I'm going to go into the ledger. So go into the ledger, and we want to have a look under country. And it's not country either. What am I doing? Relations. Current wars. There we go. And it's going to be one of these wars somewhere. Why can't I see the flag? I bet everybody's shouting at the screen now. There we go. Milanese conquest of Wallis. So basically, Milan has declared war on Savoy. But Croatia, Serbia, Flanders... Yeah, is that Brittany as well? Looks like Brittany's flag. Either way, yeah. Let's let them kick the snot out of each other, because the reason I say that, you're not in the coalition against me. You are in the coalition against me. So Milan's actually in the coalition against me. So let's let them kick the snot out of each other. Royal marriage from Hainaut. Now, do I want that royal marriage? Are they already part of my diplomatic relations? Because I think I might be slightly over. No, I'm well under, actually. And we already have an alliance with them. So, yeah, there's no reason not to have that. And we have military access requests from Flanders, so you may as well come and get involved for now. We are now well and truly over our force limit. Let's just have a look at... So we're still making money, actually. So I'm quite happy just to keep these guys around. You can move down here, actually, and join that up. This is something that you'll have to bear with me, by the way, because I am playing this on a faster speed, because obviously... there's not an awful lot happening. There's not much that I can do in terms of warfare, but I do have a habit of just sort of pausing the game whenever I move troops around, just because it's... Sometimes you try and drag a box, and as you drag a box, something moves through, and you end up sort of clicking on something that you didn't intend to, and it all becomes a bit of a pain. So it looks like there's a few skirmishes going on in my territory. I don't mind that too much. Like I said, if they want to go ahead and kick the snot out of each other, I'm more than happy for them to do that. And Britain is taking a bit of a battering as well. Oh yeah, of course, that's why Britain is involved, because obviously they're allied with somebody. Who are you allied with again? Yeah, you're actually allied with Savoy, so that's quite interesting. Free advisor slot. We definitely want to make sure that we have a military advisor, because we don't want to fall behind on our military tech. He also gives plus 10% to the morale of armies, which is really good. Let's have a quick look at our army tradition. It's 46.1, which isn't fantastic, and it does drop each year. But at the end of the day, it's actually going to help us out quite a lot. Being over your force limit costs you 4 ducats a month is actually quite a lot. I'm very, very tempted now to reduce that. I think I'm going to do that, actually. And this might seem a little bit silly, but there's a reason behind this, and let me try and explain. If I already have a large force, which is to a certain degree sensible, because I want to make sure that the Austrians don't declare on me, or at least the coalition doesn't declare on me. Getting those missions that allow me to increase my army tradition by building a few units is they're actually really good, because what I'm essentially doing is I am basically spending a little bit of manpower and spending a little bit of cash, and it's giving me 5 army tradition. Now, army tradition is absolutely fantastic, and it's usually very, very difficult to get. So being able to have army tradition is really, really nice. However, it is costing me money and manpower to do that little trick. Too far away. Weird thing is, this piece of land is actually closer than this one, because that's 497, and that's 501. So let's continue going over to the east coast of America and see what we can find, because we have discovered a little bit of land there. We might be able to find something that we can use. So yes, I am wasting money, because I'm basically building up troops and then instantly sort of dismissing them. At the same time, I'm also wasting manpower, because again, I'm building up troops and instantly dismissing them. But the amount of manpower that I spend, or the amount of extra money that I spend by being over my force limit is ridiculous. if we actually go back in now and have a look at this, because we're no longer over our force limit, in fact, we're one below now, we've got a slightly larger force limit, looks like there's some, what would it be, autonomy's gone down in one of the counties, or one of the provinces, which now means that I can have a bit of a higher force limit. So we can go ahead and get an extra guy. I might well do that. We're bang on our naval force limit, so that's fine. So as this is the odd one out, because this is it's upsetting my OCD because it's only got 19 men. I should have checked that actually before I disbanded everybody, and then I might have realised that I didn't have to disband all 7. I could have just got away with doing that. So we can invest in a new idea. It is a administrative idea. Now, what do we like in administrative tech? In administrative tech, I'm 13 years ahead of time, which means I would have 130% penalty on the cost of admin tech. As you can see, I'm already up to 405 admin power, and I've not even got half of the power needed. It would cost me 1,331, which I'm not going to be able to afford for another 7.5 years, and that's because I am so far ahead of time in that tech. So what we're going to do then is we will invest in a new idea. So basically expansion ideas. So this will give us an additional colonist. At the moment, we only have 1. We can't use him at the moment, but we might as well spend it here where we can. It then allows us to get an additional merchant the next time around, and lots of things to increase sort of colony recruitment time. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll grab that while we can. Gives us an extra colonist. It also puts us a little bit closer to Estates General, which again will be an extra 10% national tax modifier. And that's brilliant for France, because even if you just look at our capital, Ile-de-France has a base tax value of 16. So it's a very, very good way to get some extra money coming in. And we are going to have to spend a little bit of money, because we do have the option of building a few buildings. Definitely getting to the point now where having some additional manpower could be really, really good for us. Every additional man that we can get helps. If I look at the armories, there's only a couple of places that don't have them built, but because these places are places that we've took, or they have high autonomy, we wouldn't get a huge deal of men from them. We'd only get like an extra 14, but if I go into training fields, we can see that if I put training fields in Ile-de-France, for example, that would go ahead and give me an extra 35 men, so it's not a bad idea in doing that. I could purchase another one, but I'm going to save the money because it would leave me completely broke, and we may get another mission pop up to increase our army tradition by building some troops, and I wouldn't want to be completely out of money. But we are over the 20-minute mark, so thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying EU4, and I'll see you on the next video. So until then, goodbye for now.